Good evening, everyone. We're going to call the meeting to order. Please join us for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which is liberty and justice for all. Okay, just going to read the meeting rules. Thank you for coming. We appreciate you taking the time to attend our meeting and welcome your comments. The Board of Education would like to remind community members that meetings are not public forums. Rather, they are business meetings held in public where dialogue is not normally conducted with audience members. If you would like to share your thoughts with the board, please state your name and address and limit your comments to 5 minutes. Please understand we will not respond to your comments or questions at this time. If you would like a response, please be sure to include your phone number or email address on the sign-in sheet by the door. Please note that public comments for items on the agenda will occur during the first comment section and all other comments occurring during the second comment section. Comments should be in reference to a school topic or interest, not an individual or employee position. Speakers are asked to be respectful as we have students attending these meetings as part of their coursework. Anyone who wishes to address the board, please step up to the podium and turn on the microphone so we can all hear your comments. Thank you. Moving along to item number 2 is correspondence. We're not aware that we have anything tonight. So item 3 is public comment session for items that are on tonight's agenda. We have no one signed up. Going to item number 4, which is a presentation from secondary school Prince Amanda Eberly and Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum and Instruction, Mr. Frank Snyder.
Aaron, do you have the changer? Well, good evening. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the enrichment programs and the honors programs that we are currently offering. Some items are new, some items we've had going on for a long time, but I hope everyone will be pleased at all the opportunities that Tri-Valley does present to the children that go to school here. We're very lucky to have a lot of staff and support staff who stay after to provide these opportunities outside the normal school day. So we started with the value of an idea lies in the using of it. So we had an idea about these after-school programs, and some other point in time, other people had ideas, and we are utilizing what people have thought out, and hopefully our children take every opportunity they can. So projected after school for this year, and we say projected because we're going to give specific session times, snow days, other weather, but we're looking to have 3 8-week sessions with various clubs running. Some we already discussed that were funded through our title program. Others are through our general budget. But currently, starting hopefully in the beginning of October, these will be the clubs that the elementary school students will have an opportunity to join. We've had teachers select different talents that they have when presenting these programs, and they really did a wide range. We're going to have kids from 1st grade to 6th grade having opportunities to stay after school for some enriching and fun activities. We have Legos, which is a STEM activity. Fundamentals is also a STEAM activity with some more arts involved. The newspaper club is returning this year. Crazy Eights is a math engaging program. The circus club will run twice this year, in which hopefully we'll have a small demonstration when they're ready. Art club, jazz/chamber club, and a STEAM experience, which is going to be focusing on STEAM art, is all what our elementary school will have for them to choose from later this year. So our elementary academic enrichment, which we'll go into a couple parts. So the program we invested in, ARC, really helps students read at their zone of proximal development, which means that they're reading at their level just slightly above, which helps them grow. So if you have a second grade student who may be at a third or fourth grade, fifth grade reading level, this program helps us identify that, and we can provide books on text that go along with the core curriculum, but are at a higher level for them. Note Anim is our new math instructional program. Lots of kinesthetic learning, which allows students at different levels to take projects to different directions. So students who may be gifted and talented can really explore in depth while still everyone participating. And our biggest step is a MTSS program. This not only looks at helping students who may be lagging behind, but we'll also be offering an enrichment component. So this is really where we're going this year to help develop and amplify this program approach and enrichment opportunities in the elementary school. So our secondary enrichment programs, we have quite a few. So outside of sports, we also offer 24 offerings for students to take. I'm not going to read through all of them, but you can see it's quite extensive. It provides a variety of opportunities for children. We have drones, art club, chess club, student council, numerous band opportunities, math challenges. So really, any student who goes to school here should be able to find something that they can do, that they like, that they can grow, develop skills after school here, whether sports or one of these after school clubs. And now Ms. Eberly is going to take over this part.
So now that we've started our school year, we have some accurate numbers and counts of students that are enrolled in some of our honors programs and our accelerated programs. So being a small school, this is extremely impressive, the amount of advanced, honors, accelerated, and college level classes that we offer. Again, I'm not going to read through them all, but from 7th grade all the way up to 12th grade, we have numerous honors programs and accelerated pathways. We also have and offer up to 15 college classes, which compared to some larger districts in the area, we are right up there and compatible with all of those. You can read through them. So our current enrollment numbers in these advanced and college course enrollment areas, we have 268 students enrolled throughout these programs. So that's over half of our current population of students are enrolled in these college courses, the honors programs, and the accelerated pathways. So that's our current state of where we are. And if you have any questions. Thank you.
Anything, George?
If I may, would you pull up the numbers again? Out of that, I didn't follow you as far as the grades. So the next one, I believe it was, you had 200 and some students. What grade? 268 students enrolled in the programs. What grades is it?
So that's 7 through 12. So because in 7th grade, we start our accelerated pathways. So those are the number of students 7 through 12 that are enrolled in any of the extra honors programs or accelerated and college courses. And there's 402 currently enrolled between 7th and 12th grade. So that's over half of our population. Welcome.
Anybody else? Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay, moving along to item 4B is the presentation from Director of Technology, Aaron Butler.
I'll be relatively brief tonight. I just wanted to give you an update on kind of our beginning of school topics. A large one for us at the beginning of school is always Chromebooks. And we did make a major change this year where each student in the secondary that has always had a one-to-one Chromebook. In the past, if I had a Chromebook, other individuals could also sign into that same Chromebook. We now have it so that the Chromebook that is assigned to a student, the only student who can sign into that Chromebook is that student. And that helps to ensure that the Chromebook that a student is assigned is maintained in their possession throughout the school year. And that has been working without issue so far. one of the things that students would sometimes do is they would borrow somebody else's Chromebook if they left theirs at home, realizing that the first change would impact that. We are also adding a second cart in our library. So students, if they forget their Chromebook at home or they fail to charge it as they're supposed to each night, they have the ability to sign out a Chromebook for the day in the library. And we're just adding a second cart of Chromebooks in there for that purpose. One thing with those Chromebooks that are in the library that we also made a change this year, we've locked those down so that if a student fails to return that at the end of the day, they're not going to be able to use that at home. So the only wireless network that those Chromebooks will join is the school network. So that helps to ensure that they're returning that back, that they're not thinking that they can then take that and keep that for multiple days. The third change is we've added another dedicated testing cart. And really that's to help facilitate when we do have state testing. Teachers will have period in the day where they're doing instruction, they'll move into testing, and then as the students complete that, they're moving back into instruction mode. We made this change to really ensure that that's as seamless as possible. So rather than them having to go and call us and say, hey, we're done with testing now in our room, can you please put our Chromebooks back into instruction mode? And then we make a change and then they have to restart the Chromebooks. They simply put the testing Chromebooks back in the testing cart, go back to their normal set of Chromebooks, and it's completely seamless. And we began that last year, and we've just expanded a bit on it this year to really make sure that that's completely available. The projects that we're working on this year, we are heavily into our implementation of, or I should say, the last stage of our implementation of two-factor authentication, really bringing all the teachers and the rest of the staff over to two-factor authentication for both their Windows and Google logins. Making excellent progress on that. At the current rate, we expect to be done with that by next month. And I should be sharing that with you the next time up here in front of you. Replacing of aging assets. We are in the second phase of our 3-year phase of teacher laptop replacements. The second phase arrived. We're putting those out into the field now, and over the next month, plus perhaps a little bit, we'll have all of those out and into service. We have 3 major projects in the works for replacement of 3 core elements of our infrastructure. For security reasons, I'm not going to go into great detail on those 3 projects at this point. And we are implementing a student Wi-Fi network. So in the past, there's always the, I'll say battle, as students are trying to get their phones onto networks that they're not supposed to be on. We had a discussion with secondary principal, Ms. Everly, and we are going to be starting a student Wi-Fi network so that students 9 through 12 who have permission to be able to use their cell phones at certain times during the day will actually, as long as they're eligible, be able to connect on that Wi-Fi network, and in locations such as the lower library here where there is not cell service in the inner parts of the building, they'd still be able to use those devices. And as I mentioned, that'll be for eligible students, so it'll be a little bit of a carrot stick thing. So if they aren't taking care of their grades and they hit the ineligibility list, their phone will also drop off of the network. So, and finally, we are reviewing some of the next steps for improving our security coverage from the technical side of things after our review of the Homeland Security audit. And we've been working with some of our third-party vendors as to how we want to accomplish that. Any questions? Thank you very much. Oh,
I just have one.
Yes.
You said the lower library is the only area where the student can use the Wi-Fi?
no, sorry, I wasn't clear on that. The lower library is just an example of an area where there's no cell service.
Oh, okay. But it would be throughout the school?
It'll be throughout the school.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Aaron. Okay, moving along to item number 5, it's the superintendent's report from Miss Erin Long.
Good evening, everyone. I want to begin tonight by sending our thoughts and prayers with the Farmingdale School District that is experiencing quite a tragedy right now. We wish you all the best. I also wanted to recognize Rolling V. I'm not sure if there's anybody here from Rolling V tonight, but I wanted to give a shout out to the Rolling V bus services. We have had a great start to our year. We've got our pick up and drop off right down to a science, and our drivers have been excellent about making sure our kids are safe. So we just want to thank them and show our appreciation for having such a great partnership with them. Great news. Next week, we are hosting Mr. Scott Fitch in our district. Scott is the varsity basketball coach for the Fairport Central School. He also is a USA youth basketball coach, but Scott also does a lot with social media and cyberbullying, and he has a program called Pause Before You Post. So he will be here with us next Thursday. He will be doing a presentation to our students in grades 7 through 12 in the morning. And then he will be kicking off our open house next Thursday night. So we're going to ask all of our families to join us in the theater at 6 o'clock. Scott will present to our parents and our other students between 6 and 6:30, and then everyone can move in and visit your students' teachers. And then finally, I just want to remind our board that we have our audit committee meeting with our auditor, Justin Wood, on Thursday, October 5th at 6 o'clock in here. And then we'll head into our board meeting after that.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Long. Moving along to item number 6, items the board would like pulled from tonight's consent agenda. Don't have any. Moving to item number 7 is the consent agenda. Can I have a motion to accept the consent agenda, recommended action, including the business portion?
Motion.
Motion by Rose,
Second.
Oh, good.
second by Tammy. Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved, the board approves the consent agenda, recommended action, including the business portion, items 7A through Q. Moving along to item number 8 is board committee reports. I don't think we have anything. Oh, actually, we have a series of policies that we're going to. So it's 8A is we have a board policy summary sheet, and then following that, we're going to go to policy 2210. It is board organizational meeting, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept the board organizational meeting, second reading?
Motion.
Motion by Tammy,
Second.
second by Travis. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 2210, board organizational meeting, second reading and adoption, as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Okay, moving along to item 8C, policy 2382, broadcasting and recording of board meetings, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept policy 2382, broadcasting and recording of board meetings?
Motion.
Motion by Rose. Second by Tim. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 2382, broadcasting and recording of board meetings. Second reading and adoption is attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to 8D, policy 4321, programs for students with disabilities under the IDEA and New York's educational law, Article 89, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept the programs for students with disabilities under the IDEA Act? Motion by Pat,
Second.
second by Travis. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 4321, programs for students with disabilities under the IDEA and New York's education law, Article 89, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 8E, policy 4772, graduation ceremonies, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept the graduation ceremonies? Motion by Tammy,
Second.
second by Rose. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Thank you. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 4772, graduation ceremonies, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to 8F, policy 8413, transportation for non-public school students, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept policy 8413, transportation? Motion by who? Motion by Tim, second by Rose. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 8413, transportation for non-public school students, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to 8G, policy 8414.5, alcohol and drug testing of drivers, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept 8414.5, alcohol and drug testing for drivers?
Motion.
Motion by Travis,
Second.
second by Tammy. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 8414.5, alcohol and drug testing of drivers, second reading and adoption is attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 8H, policy 8414.5-R, regulation, alcohol and drug testing of drivers, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept policy 8414.5R, regulation, alcohol and drug testing of drivers?
Motion.
Motion by Rose. Second by Tammy. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 8414.5-R, regulation, alcohol and drug testing of drivers, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 8I, policy 8414.5E.1, exhibit, alcohol and drug testing of drivers, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept policy 8414.5E.1, exhibit, alcohol and drug testing of drivers? Motion by Brent.
Second.
Second by Tammy. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 8414.5E.1, exhibit, alcohol and drug testing of drivers, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 8J, policy 4821, school ceremonies and observances, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept policy 4821, school ceremonies and observances?
Motion.
Motion by Rose,
Second.
second by Travis. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviews and adopts policy 4821, school ceremonies and observances, second reading and adoption, is attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 8K, policy 5040, student religious expression, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept policy 5040, student religious expression?
Motion.
Motion by Pat,
Second.
second by Tim. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviews and adopts policy 5040, student religious expression, second reading and adoption, as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 8L, policy 5225, student personal expression, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept policy 5225, student personal expression?
Motion.
Motion by Tim,
Second.
second by Travis. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviews and adopts policy 5225, student personal expression, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 8M, policy 9101, employee religious expression, second reading and adoption. Can I have a motion to accept policy 9101, employee religious expression?
Motion.
Motion by Rose,
Second.
second by Tammy. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 9101, employee religious expression, second reading and adoption, is attached to the public portion of the agenda. Thank you. And that was the last one. Moving to item 9, old business. I don't believe we have anything
I
to
gotta
discuss.
have a quick question.
Okay.
Swinging back to a question I asked during the summer about the FBLA kids whose trip got canceled. Whatever happened with refunds or airline credits or anything like that? Do you have an answer?
So I don't have the answer on the airline credits. Did you get your money back from that? That wasn't returned. So we're still figuring a lot of that out. We know that the convention center itself will not rebate any of the convention itself. And then we're processing the pay for the 2 advisors to be in there. And I'm not sure, Tanya, have you heard anything about the credits for? Okay.
Okay, moving to item number 10 is public comment session for items that are not on tonight's agenda. And we have one person sign up, Joanne Shattuck. Like to come up to the microphone and turn it on, please.
There we go. So, thank you for having me again. I just wanted to speak a little bit more about, the issue with varsity soccer and the investigation. And, I just wanted to kind of share some things. One of the girls has transferred to another school district, which I think is incredibly sad in your senior year of high school to feel that you need to leave the school. My daughter also looked at transferring to another district because my ex-husband lives in another district. And I thought that was really sad, being here since first grade and just feeling like that and feeling like she wanted to go and that she didn't have the support. Unfortunately, she couldn't transfer because her health program would get screwed up. So she decided to stay. I just, it's hard. Taylor's former JV coach reached out to her athletic director who said, that's a no-no. We don't cut seniors. People are just shocked. My husband is a certified ref for high school soccer, so he knows a lot of athletic directors and coaches. And when they ask him how his daughter's doing with soccer, and he tells them what happened, the look of shock and just pure disgust and shaking their head is incredible. So I'm just concerned because on September 6th, I did send an email to the superintendent asking if my daughter would be afforded the opportunity to speak, as I knew she had spoke with the athletic director and the coaches. I was told there was a full investigation and all players, including previous players and all girls who were cut, would be interviewed. On September 18th, after getting the email from the superintendent regarding the investigation, I reached out to the other girl's mother who was cut. She was never interviewed. Taylor asked some of her friends who are on the team.
Please, no names, please.
I
just said Taylor.
Oh, my daughter. Sorry. My daughter.
No names, please.
No problem. Sorry. My daughter asked some of her friends on the team, and they looked at her like she had 2 heads. Taylor's interview was 4 vague general questions. She wasn't asked for details or to elaborate. She told the investigators that she had jotted down some stuff because she was nervous and thought she would forget. They said that she could just send it in an email. On August 30th, another girl's mother who was cut emailed the superintendent with concerns the coach would be speaking about this with players and it could impede the investigation. On August 30th, the superintendent responded, "We have been very clear with the coaches what this entails, including no retaliation or side comments." On September 11th, I emailed the superintendent as I had become concerned as one of the varsity players had made me aware that my daughter was being discussed with the team. I had reached out to the superintendent on that day, and the response was that that directive was never given for them not to speak. I expressed my concern at the validity of the investigation and the time it was also taking to complete. I don't feel as if this was taken seriously. I don't feel that the investigations were adequate. In closing, I would like to read you a message from last year, coincidentally on September 22nd, 2022, between another mother and I, whose daughter was cut, regarding the behavior of the coach. Thank you for talking with me last night. I have a meeting with the athletic director tonight after the game. I will not mention your daughter or talking with you if you are not comfortable with that. But I did talk with 2 other moms, and they're going through similar stuff. I cannot sit back while our girls are being subjected to emotional stress. This behavior definitely needs to stop. I responded, anytime. I did speak with my daughter last night. She begged me not to say anything. She said she is just trying her best to ride out the season. She started crying and said that they will get in trouble if we complain, and she will make them run more laps. It's awful. So how is this unfounded? That's what I'll leave you with. How did this happen? Thank you so much for your time. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you for your comments. Okay, moving along to item number 11, announcements, reminders, and upcoming events. Does anyone have anything? Okay. Moving to item 12, new business. We have a couple of items here. Establishment of extracurricular classroom account. It is an action. Can I have a motion to accept the establishment of an extracurricular classroom account?
Motion.
Motion by Rose, second by Brent. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
I have a question, if I may. It's a class of 29. I don't understand all this, but is it a new account that we're setting up specifically for that class? And they don't have one presently?
So as, excuse me, as students enter the 7th grade, and they start their raising funds for their future, whatever they plan on doing, you need to establish an account because they're all separate, like 28, 29, 28. So you're usually 7 years behind the times.
So this is 7th grade.
Yes, so this
Thank
is
you.
brand new.
Thank you. Aye.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education at its September 21st, 2023 meeting approves the establishment of an additional extracurricular classroom account, the class of 2029. Moving to item 12B, adult selling price for breakfast increase. It is an action. Can I have a motion to accept the adult selling price for breakfast increase?
Motion.
Motion by Tim,
Second.
second by Rose. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
Okay, be it resolved on the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education at a September 21st, 2023 meeting approves the increase to audit selling price for breakfast from $2.93, that's $2.71 plus tax, to $3.06, that's $2.84 plus tax, as per the New York State Ed Child Nutrition Memo dated August 7th, 2023. The adult lunch price will remain at $5.42, which is $5.02 plus tax. Thank you. Moving to item 12C, the appointment elementary school substitute teacher / teaching assistant / teacher aide 2023 to 2024. It is in action. Can I have a motion to accept the appointment of the elementary school substitute teacher?
Motion.
Motion by Rose. Second by Pat. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
It is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board appoints Ashley Favre to the position of elementary school substitute teacher, teaching assistant, teacher aide for 2023 to 2024, pending fingerprint clearance. Moving to item 12D, appointment secondary school substitute teacher, teaching assistant, teacher aide for 2023 to 2024 is in action. Can I have a motion to accept the appointment of the secondary school substitute teacher?
Motion.
Motion by Travis,
Yes.
Second.
second by Rose. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board appoints Dustin Lewis to the position of secondary school substitute teacher, teaching assistant, teacher aide for 2023 to 2024, pending fingerprint clearance. Moving along to item number 13 is board comment session. Brent? Travis? Anything?
No.
Okay, George?
Yes, please. I want to thank Mrs. Avery and Mr. Schneider for the presentation. Well received by me. At least I know where we're going with that. I appreciate that. Thank you. How many homeschool kids do we have? Approximately. I'm not holding anything.
I'm going to say approximately 12. Are we a little higher? Higher? 20, upper 20s, we'll get you that number.
Approximately. And how many non-citizens or immigrants do we have present at the school? Approximately. I'm not holding anybody to anything.
We don't have any.
You don't have anything at all?
Are you talking about the asylum seekers that are
Yeah,
coming?
yeah.
No, we don't have any that have enrolled.
Okay. Because some community members mentioned to me that with this fiasco that's going on, that they can go to a school and not be vaccinated. And that's of a concern. And some of these parents said, if that's the case, we would bring our kids to school instead of educating them at home. But if you can confirm that.
So far, we have not had any enroll, and we have some pretty strict guidelines that have come down from the governor and the commissioner on education, which I can share with you.
I understand that.
So if we do have families that come into our district, we are to enroll them, whether or not they have a birth certificate, proof of immunizations, any school records, like show what grade they're in, we need to enroll them right away.
So we do not have any presently.
Presently, we do not have any.
Thank you. Last meeting, the elementary did a good presentation of what they were doing in the elementary. And also, there was another individual that I spoke to prior to a meeting months ago, and it was a reference to some type of work program. And someone in the community asked me about if we had anything. So I mentioned it to him, and that's where we are with that. I just wanted the feedback because I did try to reach out to both of them and I got pushback. So I apologize for offending anybody for reaching out for some community members that needed information. I think that's good. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Tammy? Rose?
I had complaints from a couple of coworkers who've come here to watch their students over at the iTours Sports Complex about our security measures with having just opposing families have to park at the elementary and walk all the way across. Why did we institute that policy or practice?
I don't think we're aware that something's been instituted. So
Cliff has people parking on this side, even if there's space over there. I get if there's no space, but it's a security thing, is what was explained to me.
we will address that
Okay.
immediately.
Just because there's already security over there, and if you have a handicap sticker, they'll let you park over there. People are complaining to me. I just thought I'd bring it up. Thank you.
That home field advantage. Just kidding. Two things. Mr. Beavenroth ran the open house for the elementary kids today. I think it was open house, welcoming ceremony. It was really smooth. Again, first time running. I thought you did a nice job. We could have used some more parents to come out. We want to obviously get as many people involved in it as possible, but next time. Another thing I want to touch on was 9/11 education. It was kind of hit or miss at the school from what I've been told. Some teachers spoke about it, some didn't. I would really love for us to have some type of remembrance or something in the district for 9/11. Liberty Elementary did an outstanding job. They had all the kids out there. And I think it's very important that we continue to educate, especially the younger ones. We're getting more and more students and some teachers that did not live through those days. So I don't want that forgotten. I think it's an important part of our history. So if there's something we could do to make that streamlined, that would be awesome. That's all I got. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Okay, moving along to item number 14, adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn? Motion by Pat. Second by Tim. Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
That is unanimous. Thank you. It is 7:48. Thank you all for coming. Have a good night.